Hello and welcome to episode 26 of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes. To celebrate 6 months of 2 Minute Tuesday, we're going to do a question and answer session today. And we're going to feature many of the questions that you've sent through to us recently that may not merit a whole episode of 2 Minute Tuesday to answer, but are still important enough to be addressed. We've also got a couple of questions that have been sent in specially for this episode. So thank you everybody for the questions. Welcome to this week's edition of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes. So question 1 has been sent in by Caitlin from Hondon Valley, and she has asked, why do we do 2 Minute Tuesday as it looks like an awful lot of work? Well, Caitlin, yes, it is a lot of work. It's quite time consuming. It's not always the easiest thing talking to a camera. It's not a natural experience for me, as with most people. Each episode takes a couple of hours to set out, 15 to 30 minutes worth of recording, and maybe an hour's worth of editing. So I'd say 3 or 4 hours per episode. The reasoning, however, is very simple. When we redesigned our new website, we decided to take a different approach to other agents in that we were going to give information as our main point, as opposed to just properties. We think our buyers and sellers should be fully informed. And this originally took the form of blogs and articles, and then we started to design our hugely popular free downloadable ebooks. And then following a brainstorming session with our digital marketing manager, Mila, it morphed into 2 Minute Tuesday, the video guides that you're watching today. So there we are. Now, question 2 is from Barbara, who's also from Hondon Valley, and she writes, is there a better time of the year to purchase a property where you can buy for a better price? Well, what a great question. I think in all my years of selling property, I've never been asked this question. So well done, Barbara, for being original. I've put a lot of thought into this, and in truth, I don't think there's a better time of the year to get a better price. However, there is perhaps a better time of the year to have an offer to purchase receive more attention. So let me explain. Like most industries, you have a high season, you have a low season, and there are busier and quieter times in the property market as well. As agents, we tend to be busy all year round, with the obvious exception of Christmas and the New Year period. At this time of year, people's attention is drawn towards the Christmas holidays and maybe not house hunting. So if you can come and view between, say, the start of December and mid-January when the business picks up, you'll have more of the attention of the vendors, as they're less likely to maybe have 3 or 4 viewings that week. August as well is a good time. However, it's generally more difficult to find many of the vendors because they could be away on holiday. Agents take a couple of weeks off. The lawyers and notaries, architects, they all take time off in August. And it's also maybe not best to be looking at properties when the temperature's in the mid-30s. Now, question number 3 is a very popular one. What effect will Brexit have? Now, this question comes from far too many people to name. Now, the truth of the matter is that nobody really actually knows. So I wouldn't like to put my cards on the table with a confident answer to this one. The general consensus is that if you're already living here and you own property here and you're in the system, there won't be much of a change. If you purchase post-Brexit, then maybe there'll be a few more forms to fill in. However, this is why you use an agent and a lawyer, and our job is to facilitate this for you. One thing you should always remember is that the Spanish government values the presence of British expatriates in Spain, and the spending power alone of the British people living here is enough of an incentive for the Spanish government to ensure that there's no exodus. If anything, at the moment, the opposite looks to be the case. Our statistics show that a 45% increase in the number of British purchasers this year compared to last year. Now, maybe that's people getting their feet under the table before Brexit, but people still have the confidence to come here and buy. Now, question 4 comes from Rini in London, and Rini asks, how hot does it get in Hondon in the summer and how cold does it get in Hondon in the winter? Okay, good question. I don't know if you can hear, but the air conditioning is going behind me. It's nice and warm here in Hondon at the time of recording. It's currently 35 degrees outside and 26 degrees in here with the air conditioning on. In the summer, I would say generally from May through till October, you should expect temperatures in the 30s. I think the spring and the autumn time, the weather here is fantastic. It's mid-20s, it's absolutely gorgeous. In the winter, which generally runs from December or January to March, April time, That's the cold time when you get more cloudy days or rainy days, and you don't need to bring skis. You won't be scraping ice off the windscreen of your car, but you'll need to put on maybe a jumper and a long pair of pants rather than shorts or a skirt. Okay, question 5 comes from Nadia in Ostrov, and she says, if I install a swimming pool, will it reflect in the price of the villa when I come to sell? In simple, Nadia, yes. You should recoup all of the cost of a swimming pool in the sale price of the villa. Now, a pool will typically cost between, say, 12 and 18,000 euros, depending on the size and the specification, and you should see this reflected in the asking price for your villa when it's finished. Question 6 leads nicely on from the previous question, which is posted by Isco from Amsterdam, who asks, if I buy a villa with a swimming pool already installed, or should I buy one cheaper and install one myself? Well, that's a great question, Isco, and it all really depends on several factors. I mean, do you want to put up with the mess and the inconvenience of a team of builders in your garden for a couple of months or so? Then yes, do it. That's what I chose to do. Of course, you'll end up with the pool of your dreams and the location of your choice, with the specification of tiles, whether you want a salt or chlorine, auto pH or not. The depth of the pool you can decide, a deep end, a shallow end, the same depth across, your pool terrace. You can have it exactly the way you want to. Or the other alternative is, as you say, you buy a villa with the pool already in. On the day that you exchange, you can jump into the swimming pool. It's as simple as that. Well, that's it for this week's 2 Minute Tuesday. I've enjoyed answering your very interesting questions. It's been very great, and we'll do it again. Maybe celebrate our 1 year anniversary. So yes, we'll be doing more of these in the future. In the meantime, you can subscribe on the videos by clicking on the little logo somewhere down here in the corner, or at the end there is at the finishing screen there's a subscribe button. If you've got any questions about buying or selling a property here in Spain, then please feel free to drop me a line on the details below, and we'll happily get back to you. Thank you once again for watching this week's edition of 2 Minute Tuesday with Hondon Valley Homes, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Hasta luego.